Welcome to our call, our Zoom client celebration call. We do this once a month, and so happy to have those of you on who are on. And this is going to be great. The purpose of our call is to inspire and help us do better in our healthy eating and feeling great. So we have on our call tonight two people that I have asked to share their inspiring story. So let's do that, and then we're going to have a little topic about, with the 4th of July coming in a couple of days, how do you stay on your program during a holiday and during a family reunion and stuff. So hopefully these tips will help too. So, okay, Karen, would you mind sharing your story with us?
Sure, I'd be glad to. Okay, I'll just, everybody likes to eat. I know I do. Sometimes I just eat out of habit, not because I'm hungry. And I wish for a miracle fat pill that would just awesomely appear and make all the fat go away. My weight's always been an issue my whole life, and I've tried many options, diet pills, liquid diets, basically starving myself, and I would lose it, but then I would gain it back like a lot of people. And let's see, I would eat kind of out of habit, you know, like I'd get in the car, and if I passed a place to drive up to the window, I thought, well, those hamburgers just look good. So my car just drove in there. And I found that I had no energy, and I just wanted to stay home because nothing fit me, and summer comes and I don't have any shorts to wear. And just the thought of dieting again and the constant focus of food preparation was just too much. You know, it's like I was over 200 pounds and gaining. And so.
How old are you?
Pardon? 5'5".
5'5", okay.
Yeah. Well, sometimes 5'6", depends. And so we had a physical at work where they come in and they do blood tests and heart rates and all that. And when I got my final results, it said morbidly obese. And that was like a slap in the face. And now I found this amazing program, and it became that miracle that I'd been waiting for. And it's the easiest thing that I've ever done. And one weekend of the
program. It easy. Why do you say easy, Karen?
It was easy because it's prepackaged for me, and and it's balanced, you know, like it has stuff in there that I need. It's carb and protein balance. And so when I'm going to go visit my mom, I think I'm just going to be gone a minute, but I know really I'm going to be gone an hour. So I can just grab a couple of meal replacements and out the door I go.
It's easy, isn't it? That's very nice.
Way, way easy.
So tell us your results. What has happened and how long?
So I started this program in January, and the first week I lost 10 pounds.
Wow.
And talk about incentive, you know, it's like, oh my gosh, this is just going to melt off. So then, what has it been, 5 months now? I've lost almost 50 pounds, so I'm at 48 right now.
Great. Awesome.
Yeah, it just makes me feel like the Energized Bunny at work, you know. It's like I've never had so much energy. And I feel freer and happier. I got the optimal health going on, and I'm just enthusiastic, and everything that I have is just priceless.
That is so great. Thank you, Karen. What a beautiful wonderful thing. So, well, Rob, oh, good, you got your.
Yeah, I don't mean myself. Sorry, the boy was running around making some noise. So
Let's see.
didn't want to interrupt. So, as far as my story, I've always kind of been a little bit on the heavier side. But then a few years ago, I just started really backing it on during pharmacy school. Just really busy, eating out all the time. And then did try to get in shape once, kind of rode the yo-yo. In fact, we had Daniel after my wife and I lost some weight, but then when she became pregnant, we backed it back on. And so, and it just got to the point, I mean, where my wife just pretty much said one day, you know, it's enough. We got to do something. She'd been talking with our health coach, Nick, a little bit, gaining information about the program. And so we decided we'd start in January. And so we started that off. It was at 324 pounds starting out. So a big boy.
Yeah.
I have lost 112 pounds.
Whoa. Whoa.
Yeah.
Oh, that's great.
And
no kidding.
That comes at a good time. Just because I'm 50 pounds away now today from goal weight. So
that is so wonderful. Wow. So if you had to say the one difference that you feel, what would it be, Rob?
The one difference I feel is just having more energy. Energy is just so important. I mean, you hear people just, yeah, I'm dragging, I got to have, the coffee, or I got to go get the candy bar. I'm not saying you can't use the caffeine a little bit, wisely, but, just, not having to go for the sugary stuff to give you that boost. It's, like Karen said, it's really easy with everything being prepackaged. I mean, that works great for me with my job too. Especially when it gets busy and I need to eat, I just unwrap a bar, start eating a little bit as I'm working, and life is good.
That's great. Well, thank you so much for sharing. And Sheila, you've had success on the program. What would you say is your one happiest thing about having lost weight?
I'm trying to think of just one. I always have a hard time when last one my favorite this or that is. So I'm trying to remember how my feelings were at first. I think just feeling empowered that I was in control of myself instead of feeling like a weakling. I felt really strong. Oops, sorry. That's one of my coaches calling me. So I think that's the thing and that's how I'm feeling now. I'm on my third week back on 5 and 1. And it's that feeling of I've been to so many family reunions. Today it was a funeral, and all these desserts, all these potato salads, all these things. I brought a big Caesar salad, and I had some of the some turkey and some Caesar salad and a slice of cheese, and just had a really nice little chef salad. It was great. Didn't even go over by the desserts, and there's just a feeling of strength and confidence that comes with good choices. So I think that's what has made me feel best.
Great. Thank you, Sheila.
It's easier to lead my people when I'm walking the talk,
Yeah, Sheila is a health coach, and she's helped like 100 people. She's awesome. David, what about you? What's your one thing, if you were to choose one thing?
Oh, I think Sheila said it well. You get a different level of confidence and the thought that you can be in charge of what's going on.
That's great. Well, thank you everybody for sharing. And so I'm going to just talk to us for just a minute, since in 2 days it's the 4th of July. Chances are really, really good you're going to be at a barbecue around a lot of friends and families. And so here are some ideas to help you kind of stay focused on the things you ought to stay focused on and not focus on just food. So if you can focus on the gathering, the reason for why you're together, and it might be just friendships or being with family or friends, and just concentrate on the relationships. Don't stress about food, but focus on the relationships. Here's another one, the idea of keep eating 6 times a day, balancing your carbs and proteins. Just keep it going. If you keep your blood sugars balanced, then you probably won't pig out, you know. So that's kind of nice to know. If you can just keep on your schedule, you're not going to be overly hungry. Let's see. I heard one coach talk about how you should look at the holiday as a time to, and the decisions that you make as something to learn from. And she said, use it as data. Take away the judgment and just see what you do and learn from what you do. And so you can go at it in a scientific type way if you want to. Another person was talking about how you should drink your water, that it's easy to slip up on that one just because you get involved in things, but to keep that going. She said even set an alarm to remind you to just keep drinking your water, and the water can really help you stay on track. She said you should take a drink in the car and eat something before you get to the event so that you're not ravenous. And so I thought that was pretty great. There's something that I heard Kim Fisk talk about was being fearful about what's coming. So sometimes you have a lot of fear about the event that's about to happen, and you think, oh no, and you're worried and afraid of what's going to happen, and you kind of have in your mind what's going to happen. And she said 99% of the time you do what you are afraid of. Okay? And isn't that awful?
That is scary.
But her advice was picture the event ahead of time. Picture yourself with all that food Sheila was talking about, all the desserts and all the things that are in front of you. Picture yourself looking at it and choosing very wisely. You see yourself making a good choice. And have the smells go through your system. Picture how you're dressed. Picture what you're going to say to Aunt Margaret or whoever says, I made my very best potato salad. Come on, Karen, have some. You're looking so skinny. You need to have some. Picture yourself and what you'll say to her. And you might say to her, you know what, I think I'll have some a little later if that's okay. You know, get her off your back. And kind of figure out your responses. And then just, you know, you've pictured it, relax, and know you're going to be just fine. And recognize that this event is just a matter of hours. It's not going to last forever. It's just, you know, you're there for a few hours, and your decision is already made, and the battle's won. It's more than half won if you've been able to picture yourself making the right decision. So with that is our client celebration call, and I wish we had a bunch more people to share. I wanted to hear a lot of takeaways from people of what they have felt has happened in this last month for them, that the difference that they're seeing. Because boy, isn't it just fun? I think one of my favorite things, that I noticed in my weight loss was I found out I had bones in my legs and places I hadn't felt bones for years. That was a very fun thing for me.
You got hips, huh?
I got hips, that's right. Anyway, so does anybody have anything else they want to add before we sign off for this call?
That was just excellent, Claudia. I am going to visual myself at the party and what to say. Thank you very much for that. I never know what to tell Aunt Martha.
We got your guns loaded, girl. Now you just get the visualization going.
Yes, I'm ready.
Sheila, what would you like to say?
I was just going to say, I think part of the thing that helps me when I'm on the 5 and 1 is to know, because I lost 50 pounds on the 5 and 1, and then I maintained it for 3 years or 2.5 years. Anyway, it helps me to know when I'm back on 5 and 1 that it's not forever. I mean, it's a period of time. I'm going to eat and stay on my program, but I know when I'm on maintenance, I can have small portions of different things that I really like and little treats, and I won't gain the weight back. You know, I know that it's not forever.
Yeah.
And I think that's what helps if me not feel deprived, is to know this isn't for the rest of my life. I'm going to eat healthy the rest of my life. And when I'm in maintenance, I can have strawberries again. You know, I could have a strawberry now if I want, but I really want to stay in fat burn.
Yeah, just depends on where you are, and it's true.
Yeah.
You know, it's all about making healthy choices, not necessarily. You know, you don't have to be on the 5 and 1. But I did talk to a coach today, a client coach actually, who she had a big family reunion this weekend, and she said, I tried to make good choices, but I did have a donut and I did have a cookie. And she said, but I got on the scale and I'm down a pound. And, you know, and I think that it was really that healthy feeling to know that, you know, you can eat those things again, and you don't have to feel like you'll never have them again.
But you're not going to have the whole box of donuts ever
No,
again.
I'm not gonna have
I never did. But
well, you guys are great.
Whole box of cookies.
Oh, Rob, what'd you say?
I was about to say, I'm guilty of having a whole box of cookies once. So.
Oh,
Yeah, we could talk cookies.
Yeah, not again.
I got to be a little more controlled anyway. You guys are great. Thank you so much for being on, and we will sign off now and see you later. Happy, healthy holiday.
Yes.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Thank you.
You bet.